Val di Noto is an area of southeast Sicily. Val di Noto is a UNESCO World Heritage Site for its Baroque art and architecture. The listed towns include Caltagirone, Militello in Val di Catania, Modica, Noto, Palazzo Acredi, Sicli, Ragusa and Catania. I have already made separate videos concerning Catania and Ragusa, so this video will cover the remaining towns in Val di Noto. Early settlements in the area included Palazzo Acredi and Caltagirone, some of which dated back to the Bronze Age. The early settlers were the Seychelles. Modica was founded around 1000 BC, but was soon also taken over by a Greek settlement emerged at Acrae near Palazzo Acredi around 660 BC. The people from Syracuse defeated the Athenians here in 413 BC. Sicli was also founded and named by the Seychelles around 300 BC. Noto Antica, Old Town, was known as Netum. Legends abound in this area. Daedalus stayed in Noto Antica, as did Hercules. To learn more about La Bella Sicilia, consider subscribing. The Romans occupied all of Sicily after the Battle of the Egadi Islands. The scandalous reign of the notorious magistrate Verres caused uproar in the town of Noto Antica and Modica. Palazzo Acredi began from the site of Acrae. It soon became a key strategic location. The Romans passed Palazzo Acredi to Hero II of Syracuse in 263. South-eastern Sicily rapidly converted to Christianity. The Byzantine general Belisarius dispersed the remaining Ostrogoths in 535 on behalf of the Byzantine Empire of Justinian I, the Emperor of Eastern Roman Empire. The Muslim conquest of Sicily began in 827. Modica fell in 845 and was renamed Moudica. The Arabs soon fortified Modica and it would soon prosper. Likewise, Sicily fell in 864 and flourished due to agriculture as well as extensive trading links far away as Africa and Malta. Noto finally fell in 866 and also quickly became a key city in the region. The old settlement of Palazzo Acredi was likely destroyed by the Arab invasion. The name Caltagirone derives from the Arabic word Kal at al-Jara, castle of the pottery jars. The Arab castle in Caltagirone was attacked by the Byzantine forces of George Maniakes in 1030 as he partly reclaimed Sicily from the Arabs. Roger of Hauteville reclaimed Val di Noto from the Arabs in 1091. Sicily was only conquered after a protracted battle. Noto was one of the last Arab strongholds in Sicily to fall. The garrison at Sicily rose up during the Angevin rule during the Sicilian Vespers in 1282. Modica became a wealthy part of southern eastern Sicily and was also a flourishing semi-independent state ruled by the Chiaramonte family. In 1474, Christians committed an anti-Semitic rampage against the Sicilian Jews of Modica, the Strage dell'Assunta, the massacre of the Assumption. Egged on by fanatical Catholic preachers, they killed around 360 people, chanting Hurrah Mary, death to the Jews, Viva Maria, morte ai Giudei. In the 16th and 17th centuries, Noto was home to notable figures including Antonio Cozzetto, as well as the architect Matteo Canellivari and composer Mario Capuana. The golden age of Militello was also during the early 17th century under the government of Prince Francesco Branciforte. 1693 was a year long remembered for tragedy. The earthquake of 1693 destroyed almost all of Val di Noto. Nearly half the population of Noto died. Only Modica was partly saved. Some towns were rebuilt on new sites, such as Noto. The kings of Spain granted Giuseppe Lanza permission to redesign the towns, which he did in the now famous Baroque and Renaissance style. Noto was rebuilt by Giovanni Battista Landolina, Rosario Gagliardi and Francesco Sottino. Noto rebelled against the House of Bourbon in 1860, leaving its gates open to Garibaldi and his expedition. The 142-step monumental staircase of Santa Maria del Monte was built in 1608, each step individually decorated. Religious buildings include the Norman Cathedral of San Giuliano. There's also San Francesco di Paola, a Baroque and Gothic church which actually survived the 1693 earthquake. Things to see in Militello in Val di Catania. Chiesa Santuario Santa Maria delle Stelle was rebuilt after the earthquake by Giuseppe Ferrara. It has a chapel dedicated to Madonna delle Stelle, the patron saint of Militello. There's also the Museum of Sacred Art, San Nicolo, and Santa Maria la Vetre. What you can do in Noto. There's the Natural Reserve, Oasi Faunistica di Vendicari. This nature reserve is famous for its wetlands and the extent to which it attracts migrating birds. Relax, it's free to walk around the historical centre of Noto, which is rightly famous. The Basilica of St. Nicholas of Myra was designed by the famous architect Rosario Gagliardi. The dome has been rebuilt multiple times due to earthquake damage. What to see in Palazzo Acrede? You can visit the ruins of the ancient Greek theatre and the surrounding archaeological site. The Basilica di San Sebastiano was a Baroque building designed by Mario Diamanti and rebuilt in 1723. What to do in Sicily? Well, quite frankly, just walk around the historical centre at Sicily and take a photo at the filming locations for Montalbano. What to see in Modica? Well, look up. The Guerrieri Bridge is one of the highest in Europe, and you may recognise it from the opening credits to Montalbano. San Giorgio Cathedral. Modica is dedicated to St. George. Built in a typically Baroque style, with a 300-step staircase which leads to Modica Bassa, Lower Modica. San Pietro Church. Famous people from Val di Noto. A former Italian Prime Minister, Mario Scelba, originated from Caltagirone. Salvatore Quasimodo from Modica won the Nobel Prize in Literature. Did you know the American actress Sarah Jessica Parker was spotted in Noto in 2018? Giuseppe Pippo Fava was an investigative journalist from Palazzo Acrede who was killed by the mafia.